gentlemen, thank you for clicking this video because this video will talk a lot about case-based learning. Why we should talk about case-based learning? Because most of the learning stop in talking about the theory. And in classroom context, teacher face challenges to bring the theory into the practice. The learning process become meaningless when the classroom only talk about the theory. Based on my observation, I found that the students learn about theories of several subjects in a week. Can you imagine what happened to the student? Yeah, the student feels so stressed because the teachers ask them to memorize all of the theories and forget the practices of the theory. Then finally, when the students come to the reality, let's say the future job, the student cannot have a link between theory and the practices itself. So in classroom setting, teacher should not stop on the theory about how to do something, but bringing the practice of the theory itself to the classroom. When the student accustomed to face the cases related to the reality, they learn how to solve the problem about the case. And if we have that kind of expectation, I think one approach that nearly or can solve this problem is case-based learning, or later on I will call it as CBL. Okay, what is CBL exactly? Okay, CBL is often used in medical, law, or in the business sectors. But nowadays CBL are commonly used in another field of study, for example in education. And also it defined as teaching method, which make use narrative description as a pedagogical tools delivered to the student on the purpose of finding solution. In responding to the case, the student link the theory, the experiences and belief that they have, so that later on they can find the solution of the problem based on the case. And in this video, I want to focus on describing three things. The first one is the steps of implementing CBL. Second is about how to prepare the case used in CBL. And the third is about strengths and challenges faced by the teachers during the implementation of CBL. And directly we will talk about steps in implementing CBL. To the success of implementation of CBL, the researchers provided steps in implementing CBL. Okay, these steps occurs after planning. Okay, so there are at least 6 steps in implementing CBL after the planning. Okay, the first is introduction, and then reading and analysis, discussion, presentation, giving feedback, and reflection. The first in introduction steps. What should we do in introduction steps? The teachers introduce the topic being discussed and dig the students' prior knowledge in these steps. Okay, it can be said that the teachers do such kind of preparation and brainstorming toward the case in introduction steps. After that, in step 2, the teacher gives the case to the students and asks them to read if it is the printed materials, or maybe in the form of text, or maybe ask the student to watch or listen if it's audio or audiovisual things. And then after reading the case or listen or watch the case, the student should analyze the case by relating the case with the theory, practices, beliefs, or other supporting materials. Okay, and after that, in step 3, the students are grouped and asked to discuss possible solution for the case. Okay, in the group, the student discussing the case together and try to find the solution. What should we do to solve the problem in that case? Commonly, the student gather in a small group. It is better to be done the discussion in a small group to make it effective, to wider the opportunity for each individual in the group to talk and share their opinion. And then after that, in step 4, the student after the discussion present the result of discussion in front of the class. Okay, they present what happened in the discussion, and then after that the solution of the case based on their group. And then after that, in step 5, another student give feedback to the presentation. Okay, feedback whether it's better like this or it's better like that. Okay, they do kind of whole class discussion after they have small group discussion, and give feedback in that whole class discussion. The teacher here can be a moderator, okay, not putting the teacher's opinion toward their the discussion, but just moderate and guided the discussion. And then after that, the last step, the 6 steps, the student reflect on the case and the processes that have been passed by the student during finding the solution for the case. Those are 6 steps that you can use in implementing CBL, but I'm sure that you can kind of make it flexible based on the needs and the condition of your classroom. And let's go to the next topic. This is about how to prepare the cases being used in CBL. Okay, before the implementation of CBL, the teacher need to prepare the cases. Okay, cases should be represent a dilemmatic and problematic narrative to solve a problem. It will raise kind of curiosity of the students, interest of the student to solve the problem. And after that, the topic of the cases, you should kind of adjust the topic to the needs of the subjects and of the theory that will be discussed as a base of the problem solution of the problem. And then the case can be in form of printed materials or maybe video, audios, or and so on and so forth. And then you can find the case on the textbook. There are some textbook providing cases about related studies, or find on the research article website, or everywhere you can find it. The teacher also, another way, the teacher also can collaborate with the expert on the field and then ask them to narrate or to write the case. There are also several guidelines that can be used in writing the case. Okay, the first, you should consider the objectives of writing the case. What is the objective of your case? And then after that, you should determine the theories that you will use or the construct, the content that need to be learned by the student from this case. After that, you can start to write the description of the case. The case should not be analyzed. Okay, just write it, kind of just let it flow, the description. Don't judge, don't analyze, just retell back the case on your case writing. Moreover, you should be sure about the protagonist or the character and the roles of the character in this case. And then after that, what are the key problem, and then the issues, and then the background information and relevant fact needed to understand the case. And then you should make sure if your description is coherent. What the meaning of coherent here? It means that the description is consistent, clear, and easy to follow. Okay, and if it is needed, you should provide additional graph or tables or statistical data to support your description. It is also important to write one paragraph for one concern. Okay, and if you want to move to another aspect or concern or another main idea, please move to another paragraph so that your writing is easily understood by the readers. Okay, maybe that's all the guidelines for writing a case study. And then we move forward for the strengths. Okay, based on a lot of studies, I can kind of list so many strengths here related to CBL. Okay, the result of the study showed that CBL gives opportunities to link theory into practice. And it is also reported that the cases increase the student critical thinking, student awareness, creativity in responding any situation related to the case. And then in the enriching the student understanding, CBL provided materials and strategies that can be supported one another. And then after that, another strength is about CBL is a motivating and student-centered approach. If we talk about student-centered approach, we will remember about the active participation and also involvement of the students in learning. Yeah, it happens in CBL. And it can be said that when you use CBL in your classroom, it means that you have your student learning by doing, because yeah, the theory and the practice come together in a case, and yeah, you put your student on the shoes of the real person in that case. And then Kel and Malupakim in 2014 also listed several skills improved while using CBL. Several skills. Let me tell you: critical thinking, communication, writing skills, interpersonal skill, resolving disagreement and consensus building, qualitative analysis, problem identification, problem posing, problem solving, evaluation criteria, identifying, evaluating, and selecting among alternatives, decision making, formulating, articulating, and implementing a plan of action, ability to see complexity of real-world events and the impact of variable and unanticipated factors, and ability to understand the perspective of others. So after we see the strengths of CBL, do you have any doubt to use CBL in your classroom? Yeah, okay. If you still have any doubt, let me tell you about the challenges that also happen during the implementation of CBL. Okay, the challenges happen is because of the time management. Yeah, CBL can be time consuming if the case is long and complex. Yeah, so it's better for the teacher to adjust the time and the length of the case being used in the class, because yeah, we should consider the time management so that everything will run well. Okay. Also, the other challenges is on the student's level. Sometimes the teacher should consider their student's level in order to choose suitable case for their student. It can be in the form of content, complexity, and linguistic level. Okay. Sometimes the teachers randomly choose the case related with the theories or topic without considering the student level, and it will kind of less motivate the students in learning through the cases. So be careful on deciding what kind of cases that you will use in your classes. Make sure that the case is based on the student level. Moreover, it is a challenge also to establish, explain, and consider assessment instrument in CBL. Okay, because CBL is a kind of student-centered approach, so you need to prepare some assessment instrument. And another challenges faced by the teacher is about sometimes they face about the challenge about the number of students in the classroom. That is mostly in Indonesia. It is mostly a large number of students, and if it happens, okay, the CBL will lose its flexibility and decrease individual participation in CBL, because yeah, it's too big amount of or number of participants in the group. It will kind of really noisy and not that effective if they have a discussion in that big group. So it's better to have a small group discussion at first to find a solution. After that, yeah, come to the big group to get the feedback of the discussion. Yeah, that's all about the steps, the case preparation, and also about strengths and challenges faced by the teachers in implementing CBL. Based on that discussion, it can be concluded that CBL is suitable to be used when teachers want to show practical application from theories, construct, or content. And moreover, it is suggested for teachers to use CBL as one alternative of teaching method to give real example of theories being discussed in the classroom. And while increasing the critical thinking, creativity, and also language skills of the students in solving problem presented in the case. And for other researchers, please do more research related with the assessment of CBL, effectiveness of CBL, and also combining CBL with technologies to face 21st centuries or the industry era 4.0 and the community era 5.0. And please use this presentation or this video as references for your writing related to case-based learning. After all of our discussion in this video, what do you think about case-based learning? Is that feasible to use CBL in your classroom? Okay, well, you have your opinion about that. Let's discuss whatever your opinion on the discussion or on comment box below this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you very much, and see you on the next video.